All right, first we're gonna do is we're gonna get a pot out. We're going to get some olive oil. We're gonna put it inside the pot. Now you can use chicken breast or you can use chicken thighs. Today I'm gonna use chicken thighs. We're gonna get our pot hot, and then we're gonna put our chicken breast. I didn't say chicken, I said chicken breast, but I'm doing chicken thighs. We're gonna put our chicken thighs face down, skin first. I'm not seasoning it as of yet, so it's just plain, all right? So I'm gonna let my pot get hot. All right, my pan is hot, so I'm gonna take my chicken thighs and I'm going to put them skin side down. I'm gonna brown them on both sides. Now you can use chicken breast if you want, but I'm using chicken thighs because I like them thighs. Nice and thick and juicy. So brown that up, and I'll come back. All right, the next prep work I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some fresh spinach out of my garden. Not really, it came from Publix. But anyway, get you some spinach. I'm gonna wash it, and then I'm going to just tear it in pieces a little bit to put inside my Tuscan chicken. All right, I'm getting a nice little brown on my chicken. As you can see, the bottom of that pan has some greenies or some flavoring that's gonna be on that pot. We're gonna deglaze that in a minute, but just go ahead and turn over your chicken as it's cooking. You don't want it to burn, but you do want it to brown. So besides the tomatoes, you will need 1 small onion chopped up. Yellow onion is what we prefer. And then also some fresh garlic, but I don't have any fresh garlic, so I'm going to just use minced garlic. So get you an onion while your chicken is browning and chop it up. Chop, chop. All right, my chicken is browning. I'm gonna turn my lid over like this. I'm gonna put my chicken out of the pot and into this lid, because I'm going to then deglaze the bottom of my pot. It has all this greenies at the bottom, the full of flavor, with my onions, tomatoes. So come back and I'll show you how to do that. Now I have a lot of oil in there. I'm gonna actually drain some of that oil out. I'm gonna use a paper towel and hopefully get most of the oil out, but I don't need the excess fat from the chicken. But I do want to leave some of that oil in so that I can saute my tomatoes and my onions. Now I sliced my onions into like little slices. I didn't dice them, I just did little slices like that. So put that in there. And then start deglazing. Loosen that stuff up off the bottom of that pot. All right, now I'm going to add my garlic, and I left my spoon. I have my onions and peppers sauteing already, deglazing the bottom of that pan. I'm going to add some garlic, and I'm going to just do about just a spoonful of garlic in here. And I'm going to saute this in there. I don't want my garlic to burn because then it's going to not be so good. But you do want to get it toasted to where you smell that aroma. It's going to be really good. My pot is getting very deglazed, which is good, is what I want. And everything's getting sauteed. I am going to add some water into here. About a cup. Finish deglazing this, and I'll be right back. All right, now I'm going to add just a little bit of chicken bouillon, better than bouillon in here, just to give it a little bit of flavor. I'm not adding much because your chicken already has flavor from the fat in there. So I'm going to add that to my deglazing, and I'm going to work that in and finish deglazing the pot. All right, I got my pot deglazed. It's looking beautiful. Let me show you it real quick. Look how pretty that is. And that's hot. You should use pot holders. Anyway, I got my spinach now. I'm gonna go ahead and put my spinach in here. I did cut the big ends off. I am gonna tear it up a little bit in half. And this is gonna wilt down. So a lot will become a little bit. I'll say about half a cup to a cup. We're gonna let this wilt down. All right, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of butter into my spinach mixture with my onions and tomatoes. Some people add butter, some people don't. I'm gonna add butter because I want a little bit more creaminess. And then I have heavy cream that I'm gonna use also. Let me get this butter melted down and I'll come back with the heavy cream. All right, my butter's melted. Now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some heavy whipping cream. About a cup to a cup and a half. Boy, that's pretty. Yeah, look at that creaminess in there. Ooh, white. And the sauce is all nice and pretty together. I'm gonna add my seasoning. I'm gonna do black pepper, salt, and Italian seasoning. You can use fresh vegetables. You can use fresh vegetables, which we did. But fresh basil or oregano will be perfect in this. I did not grow oregano this year. Normally I do, but I didn't. So I'm going to just use an Italian mix. Okay, let me tell you what's happened. While I was videoing my next step, I ran out of storage. So I had to go in and delete some storage. So what I did was, after I've added my seasoning, I added some Italian seasoning in here. Just very little, I don't like a lot of it. But just to give enough flavor, Italian flavor. Then what you do is you take some Parmesan cheese. And you put some Parmesan cheese in there. And you let that melt. And then put your chicken back in. And what we're going to do is cook this chicken till it reaches up to a temperature of 165 degrees. I'm going to stick mine in the oven. I'll put the lid on, stick it back in the oven, and let it marinate all those flavors together till my chicken turns into 165. Alright, so I'll get that done and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, it's out of the oven. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, that looks good. Let's take our temperature, make sure the chicken's 365 degrees. $198. It's done. Let me show you how I plate it up. All right, let's plate it up. I got some romaine lettuce. I'm gonna use a little bit of Caesar dressing. Got a little bit of tomatoes on there. All right, for the main course, I took some spaghetti noodles. I'm gonna use some spaghetti noodles. That's a lot, Curtis. And then my Tuscan sauce. Look at that, look how pretty that is. And then a chicken thigh. Just like that. Look how pretty that is. I'm gonna put some tomatoes. I'm gonna put some fresh spinach. And some fresh cheese. And this, my friends, is Tuscan chicken outside of my wheelhouse, but look how good this is. Let me get a fork so we can taste it. Be right back. Okay, now for the taste test. Do a little swirl. It's hot, you gotta blow. Ooh, Lord, it smells so good. That's really, really good, the creaminess. I do need to add some salt though. I think I need to bring out some little flavor. But other than that, simply perfect. Can't tell a fat man nothing. Well, you can tell me you need a little bit more salt in it. But other than that, this is a perfect meal. Try it next time. Can't tell if that meant nothing. See you later. Bye.